Good afternoon from Valley, everyone. It's Anifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I just got back recently from a trip to the temple just across the street that I see every morning, and I see this beautiful, beautiful tree across that I often reflect on just before or just after meditation, and it's just such a beautiful tree. It's like the tree of life, and definitely is a very good reflective space for me. And you can see there's lots of nature here that's lovely to utilize for that self-reflection. So today I wanted to talk about, of course, when I went to this temple, I was very aware of the energy, and that was part of the reason that I was there. I did a little bit of meditation there. I walked around. I did a little bit of a ceremony, or partook in a bit of a ceremony. Nothing like a festival. It was just a personal experience, and it was very, very nice. And of course that got me reflecting since then about why is it that people go to temples and churches and mosques and synagogues and anything, places of worship. And of course there's definitely a number of people that go because I feel very centered in this space. And I can tell you, I was very centered. Was lucky, the lady and I that had gone, it was just the two of us. There was the priest or minister that was there, the holy man, I'll say. And he was lovely. And again, we didn't do much conversation. We just kind of went through the process, and luckily I'd been to a temple in Ontario not so long ago, which actually had a very, very similar process. And of course I wanted to get everything right, just to not offend anyone and to learn as I was here. But this whole idea of going to a particular place, and this I love in terms of the intention, is to connect with something, again, like a yoga. This union with a higher energy, this higher divine space that we all carry with us. And this is why I don't feel that we need to go to a temple, a mosque, a church, a synagogue to be in this place. But many people go to these places and are not in that space, in their minds and hearts. And this then brought about the reflection of a different type of yoga. And this yoga is called Bhakti Yoga. Now, anyone who has read the Bhagavad Gita or interpretations of the Bhagavad Gita, you'll understand or probably recognize that karma yoga is talked about in Bhagavad Gita, and so is Bhakti Yoga. And this is the one that I wanted to talk about today because perhaps people don't know of it or haven't heard of it. And today I thought I'd share that this means love. This is love. This is union with love. Now, this love is authentic love. Now, if we think about this union, and we've added yoga, so this is union with the divine, with love. Now, sometimes people's divine search is for money, and they can love money. And we can understand this, right? The power of love is so incredibly strong that if we love money, people will do anything to get it. If we love new possessions, people will do anything to get new possessions. So perhaps a new car, perhaps a new house, perhaps a new location to visit, anything, whatever. I love travel, so I'll pay whatever it costs to get me to a new place, or I'll earn the money to get me to a place that I'd like to see, anything. So anything that we love, I love food, and I will pay anything to have a really awesome meal. That sort of idea, that whatever we love, we are ready to do anything. And when we think about Bhakti Yoga, and again, I will say that sometimes people will say people are in love with their jobs. Perhaps I was at a time. And now I love the job, period. Not love in love with the job. I love doing this work. Though I will say that I've always loved my work. I definitely have. Not because of the goal to get from it. So this is a similarity. That when I think about it, it's really been from the love of the journey. As we talk about, love the journey, not the goal. This is the idea that is the same, that when we're loving the journey, so even the journey to a temple, when we love that, wow, you know what, this is representing so much, whether it's history that it's representing, whether it's love that it's representing, of how much love is coming to us from divine source, and how many energies that we cannot see, and if you believe in past lives, and how many past lives that have helped us. And that always gets me so touched and emotional. And all of that reflection can be more pronounced within a temple or synagogue, or again, a holy location, but it is also the same space we can get to within ourselves. I come back to Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is this devotion with love, this love that I love something that much, I would do anything for it. So I meditate regularly. And this is the love for creation, this love of everything that is created around us. And this, you think, oh, what about like wars that are created around us? And I've used this war example before because I find it's the one that our minds can get very stuck on, or things like that. Or even if I think of relationship breakups, or like a war within two people. And those are certainly not easy experiences. Yet, I do know that my own experience actually created the blossoming of this experience, where it's like my higher calling. This is my love. This is has always been part of me, but I never would have learned this information and understood it at this depth unless I had that opening, that space to actually look at life differently. And it's been beautiful. And so this is Bhakti. Bhakti now, related again with the universe, with God, with something divine, with our higher consciousness, whichever word we use, is that love which does not depend on anything outside of it to be happy, content, blissful, joyful, all the things I said in my last video. And I thought I'd mention something about this word called seva. Now, seva is often these offerings. So, seva, I can take an offering to whether any holy place. I can take an offering, have it blessed, bring it back. It's a seva. It's an intention. Now I could do seva with my thoughts. I can do seva with service that's provided in any sort of way. So this is a food or an offering that's provided, and then it's shared back. And a lot of people don't understand why they might be taking something to a mosque or a temple or a church. It's to feed the people around and share and that sort of idea. But I thought I'd read this quotation, which I thought was lovely for this idea of bhakti, union with higher divine energies. So, those who serve with no ulterior motives, simply in the love of God, they shall obtain union with God. Now remember, this is yoga. Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, union with God, with divine, with a higher energy. So this intention, this no ulterior motives. I don't go to a temple or a mosque or a church to show everyone that, look, I brought this, or look how much I brought. And I don't go to feel good about myself. Well, I must be really religious. I must be very spiritual because I do this. Or how generous of me. And ulterior motives, how generous of me. I've got to make sure someone knows that this is what I'm doing, or this is how much I've brought, or this is what I've brought, or anything like that. That ulterior motive, to feel good about myself, is that ulterior motive too, so in any way. Now, if I just do it to do good for the universe, that this is something that I give, that I share, that I'm appreciative for. So even when I'm receiving seva, I'm actually savoring this, recognizing the universal energies that have been brought into this. I do the same energy when I take seva somewhere. If I do a practice of anything, if I give a service of anything, I give a lecture, I do a video, I do it with my heart. This is with bhakti, which is with love. And this is actually also one of the roads to enlightenment or realization or moksha. This is Bhakti Yoga. So remember, we talked about Karma Yoga last time, and this is Bhakti Yoga. Now imagine, we talked about Karma Yoga last time, and if you haven't seen that video, please do take a look at the last video I made just before this, and it's about emotional independence. And when we think about, if I do a thought with a pure, clear mind, it's impossible that there won't be love in it. So if I have this intention of I would like to help either myself or the person that I'm thinking about, and I now know that my energy matters, so I need to keep my vibration a little bit higher. That's love. So even though I'm doing a karma yoga with a thought, if I speak a word and I also hope to lift up another person, that is with bhakti, that is with love. If I do an action, like even taking a seva to a temple or sharing it with another, or eating it myself, and I do it with love, a full understanding of, wow, what does this represent, and what am I appreciating here and now? So what goes comes back, and all of that energy is bhakti. So when we think about bhakti yoga, this idea of we are, if we're truly being authentic and true and sincere and pure of our minds and thoughts and our reasons why we do things, even when we're doing karma yoga, we're doing it with bhakti, which is with love and devotion. And this is a beautiful space for beautiful creations. You can imagine that anything you love a person. Do you know how much you're just flying, you're just walking on air, you're walking on the clouds, you're just so happy. It's such a beautiful feeling to feel in love. If you're in love with everything that has been created around us, if you're in love, anything you look at can bring you that loving feeling. But when you're doing this with a conscious awareness, even higher, because it's not just la la la, everything's wonderful. It's not just to say it, it's just not to be unconsciously aware that I love this place. It's so nice to be here. Not like that, and not even looking at, oh, I love this particular toilet in this hotel. I love this particular flooring at this place. Nothing like that, or I love that tree even when I mentioned. It's one piece of all of the universe that I'm seeing, and I love that, this totality of this experience. And this means that even when I'm not so happy with an individual, and it brings out this energy of let me be mindful of how I'm thinking and how I'm speaking and how I'm behaving, so that I can help another person, send love to another person, share love energetically with another person, or actually the person right in my own home, or people right in my own home. Whether you think of your parents, you think of your kids, you think of the neighbor, you think of just true, authentic love, which again, no ulterior motives. And when you can do that, you can say this involves bhakti, especially if you're remembering that the universe is giving you the strength to do this, or the universe is giving you this experience to allow you to evolve. It's a beautiful thing. It's definitely something to love. And then finally, I wanted to just make sure that you know this other quotation about bhakti. It says bhakti. If you use your emotions and try to reach the ultimate, we call this Bhakti Yoga. That means the path of devotion. So this love with emotion, where we really feel it, was just like, wow, this is so beautiful. This is such an amazing experience. It's so lovely. Now, when we use your emotions, it's not with anger. It's like, darn, why can't I get what I want from you, God? Not like that. You're using your emotions, but it's not the right emotions. When you're using these loving emotions of such appreciation, where really it does make you smile, it does make you fill up with wonder and awe about the experience that you're going through. This is Bhakti Yoga. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you do it because you love your job, whether you do it because you love a great friendship, whether you do it because you love a family member. Anything, when you do this with this awareness of, wow, what a blessing I have, even if I'm looking at, I love that my mind is able to understand these bits to allow the best of me to come through me, which will affect my health the best way and will definitely affect the people around me in the best way. This is Bhakti Yoga. I wanted to share that with you today, and I hope you practice sometime today, maybe all day today, utilizing Bhakti Yoga in whatever you love. And I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.